All right, everybody, welcome back. And for those of you who are new to the channel, thanks for showing up here. Appreciate you stopping by and checking things out here. So this is my real estate edition of the market report. My name is Chris McMahon. I'm a local real estate agent with eXp Realty. And we're going to be going over doing our investment report. And in this, we're covering multifamilies is what this is going to cover. We're going to cover a couple certain areas. If you are interested in just kind of, the single family residence type stuff, that I do a market report for that as well. If you kind of go back, I usually do that in the first week of the month. If you go back there and check in the files there, you will find this month of July market report for single family properties. But this is the investment report. Like I said, we're focusing on multifamily properties in the area. And we're not going to be able to cover the whole area, but we do have several counties. We're going to do it by counties. We're going to go over the numbers of those. My contact information is below. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out to me. If there's an area that I don't cover that you have questions on, check in with me. Reach out, get a hold of me. There's also a link down there to my calendar where you can book a one-on-one with me where we can kind of go over some stuff and I can answer any of your questions for that you may have there. So let's get right into it here. So like I said, we're doing investments, multifamily, and we're going to jump right in here. We're going to start with Saratoga County. That's going to be the first stop on our list here. And we're going to screen share this with you and bring right up our information. So right now, this is what I want to do. There we go. Okay, so we're in Saratoga County. These are our numbers for that, and we're going to make our first stop right up here. There should be no surprise. This is a seller's market, which we've been in a seller's market for quite a while, which doesn't mean there aren't deals. There's always deals. There's deals in seller's market, buyer's market. The numbers do the talking on this one, and that's what we're really going to focus on now. We're going to focus on the numbers, so you're armed with the information that you need, that when you're going out there and you look at properties, that you're making an informed decision and you'll be able to make the best offer possible to put you in a good position in that. So what we're looking at right over here, some of the key details: months of inventory is going up almost 17% to 2.78 months. List of sold has gone up as well. So that went up a little over 1.5%. We're at 97.5% for list to sold price. So what that means is, because some people, I get this question quite a bit, list to sold price is, let's just use an easy number, $100,000. You list the price or the property for $100,000. So right now, for multifamily properties in Saratoga County, they're getting 97.5% of their asking price. So basically, you would end up selling that house on average, and this isn't every single one. This is just a general idea so people know, but on average, that property would sell for $97,500. So that's what it is. So when it's below that, I think that's kind of good for buyers. When it's above, it's kind of indicative, for sellers right there, that they're getting more than they're asking. So that's what we're looking on with that right there. So median days has dropped. It's got 5. It dropped 37, quite a bit. That's dropped. So it looks like it's getting a little bit active there. So month over month, and the median sales price is up. So sales prices are up $330,000, which is about 6.5% from the previous month. So let's move right down here. And our first thing that we're going to check out here is the median estimated property values. So this is estimated property values. We'll go over some of the other stuff later. So right here, you see 3 years. I like to take this back when we do this and do 1 year first. It's a little flat, but it kind of gives you an idea of what things are compared to. Now, it compares it to New York State as a whole, and it compares to the national average. So right now, the median estimated value is $275,000, which has dropped 2.1%. And 12-month change is actually up a little over 1% there in that as well. But one of the things I always like to point out here is, if you take a look at this orange line right up here on the top where I've got that cursor, that is the New York State average. So the New York State average, you can see, is over 800,000. I think, what do we got here? Almost on, 882,000. Now, if we come down here and we check out the national average is at 364,000, where the Saratoga County average is 275, we just mentioned up there. So for an investor standpoint, this area right here in Saratoga County, it is well below the New York State average, and it is also below the national average. So, and it also kind of demanding some pretty good rents in this area as well. So this is a good area to buy rental properties in if you're an investor, because you're getting them for a pretty fair price. Actually, as we can see, they're below the national and the state average, and the rents are pretty solid, and it's good rental history in this area. So that's something as an investor that is important for you to take note of. So let's move down right here. So we got new listings. So we got some different stuff going on here. New listings, the medium list price of the new listings, 429,500. That's up 45.6% month over month. So quite a big jump right there. So what's going to be driving that? We'll look at this a little bit more here. But the number of new listings this month was 22. Let's come over and check this graph, which you're going to see a jump. And if you see 22, this is about the highest it's been in the last year. And remember, we're just talking Saratoga County. But it jumped from 16 to 22. The next highest peak was back in March. It was 21. So we're actually kind of up over that peak right now. The trend is going up from the last month to this month. The square footage price is down a little bit, about 7.5% to $148 a square foot. And look at this, the total volume. So we're seeing that jump in the number of properties. So obviously it makes sense. The total volume is going up here. So it's over almost $14 million total volume, which is up over 120%. That's quite a big jump that we have right there for that. That is the new listings. Let's come down here and look at active listings, which I always like to see. Now, this is the number of properties that are out there for sale right now. Medium list price is 524,000. Number of properties 34. Now that is up as well. So that actually is not that surprising because we saw a pretty good jump of the number of new listings here. So the number of active listings jumped over 17%. Days on the market has dropped to 45. The medium sales price per square foot, this is interesting, is up almost 20%, 180. Total sales volume. So now, this is our active listings. Total sales volume in Saratoga County right now is over $28 million that we have here for listings. For that 34 property. So now look at this right here. This is all. Let's go back. Like I said, let's check the year. Then we can see this is up as well. Okay. This is the median price that we're looking at. We see a jump to 524,000 as we see over here, which was a big jump. It was 375 last month. So that number has jumped up. And again, we're at a peak right here that we're seeing. The last peak we were seeing in March. So we're seeing some similarities in both of these charts here that we just looked at between two of these. That is up and that is up as well from March. Let's kind of scroll this down. Number of properties. Let's take a look at the number of properties and kind of where we've been at here at the year. So number of total properties, 34. Our peak was back here in September of last year. September to August was at 45. We're at 34. So we're a little bit lower than we were this point last year. But we like to see, which is a good thing, is that trend is going up. So that's a good thing. So let's kind of see how that goes as the months progress here as we're going in, because we got August coming up in September, which were the two highest last year. So is that going to follow trend? Or we're going to see more coming out? There's a pretty good chance that we do see that as we go through here. Days on the market, we'll take a quick look in this. Dropping down to 45. It was 72 in our peak back in November. Not a huge surprise. Back in November, it was over 100 days there. So for investment properties. So let's move down here. We got pending. So this is what has gone under pending for that month. So the average medium list price was just under 320,000, which is up 8.5%. Total volume, almost 8 million. That again is up 17.5%. Days on the market was down. Total number of properties we're talking about here is 16. So we're kind of seeing this little zigzag up and down, up and down, up and down for the medium list price, but it's jumped up a little bit. This is over the lifetime thing. Let's go back here. Like I said, let's check things in the year. It gives you more of a local idea or a more recent idea of what's going on here. So going up a little bit here, but still the medium list price it's still lower than it was back in March. We had that drop over here in February, even November and January we're up. So there's peaks and valleys in it, but it looks like it's trending upward in that direction a little bit too. So that's what we got for our pending listings. That was our new pendings. I'm sorry. So the pending listings, we've got 39 total right here, which it stayed just about even for a month. Well, let's get a little closer in here. Yeah, just even from month to month over there. It's a little bit higher, not quite at our peak, which was back in July last year. This is the peak over the last year we got here. But medium sales price is up 3.3% on that. Sold listings up 50%. to 15. Let's get this over here. Average listed sale prices, we saw this early, 97.47. We had a big spike right over here in March, came down, and then since April, it's kind of been gradually going up a little bit as far as the number of sold listings out there. Total volume, 8.2 million, almost 8.3. Point that out right there. And month supply of inventory, 2.78. So just under 3 months, which from the last month's change is up almost 17% with that. So go through. So those are what we've got for Saratoga County. Some pretty solid numbers there on that one. We're going to go through here. We're going to check out Albany County. Albany County, New York. Let's pull that up. We're going to go through our numbers on this one. So we're moving over here. So again, Albany County, New York, seller's market. Again, no surprise. We're over about 2.25 months for inventory. These are some of our key details. Listed sold price, a little bit higher than we had in Saratoga County. This is just under 100%. So it's getting almost what they're asking for. Days on the market is 10, which is up. And the median sales prices dropped a little bit, about 6.5% to 195.7. So let's kind of go through and check out some of these categories. Median estimated property value, 271. So it's a little bit lower. Saratoga, I think, was 275 in this area, but it's up over 9% from last month change, and the 12-month change is up almost 17%. So we've got our year here. Again, we're going to see this is going to be a little bit similar to what we saw in Saratoga, other than the actual county average is getting closer to the national average, which in Saratoga, they're actually getting further apart. So that's what we're seeing there. But we're still well below the New York State average. This seems to be a pattern. If you've watched my videos in the past, this is kind of a pattern with this area that generally it's below the state and the national average, at least it has been as of late. Roll down here. So we got number of new listings. The median list price, 274.8. Number of properties, 95. These are new listings that have come out here. So 95 new listings in Albany County, quite a bit more than Saratoga County. It's up over 23%. Medium price per square foot at 110. That's up almost 9%. Sales volume here, almost just under $29 million for the sales volume. And let's kind of just check our chart down here. As we see, it's been kind of on the rise. April, it was right here. It kind of dropped a little bit from March. March was a busy month. We're kind of seeing this right here, the little spike there in March. But April was down, and it's been kind of heading up there ever since. Let's go ahead here. Let's check that's the number of properties that we got. So it's called 77 last month and 95 this month right here. So let's see. Remember now, in Saratoga County, we peaked in August and September with these numbers. So let's come on over here and we'll see. It was 104 in July over there. So we're going to see what comes up here next month. If this continues to progress, does history repeat itself with our peak being in the July, August, September area? We'll find out with that one. Next month, so active listings, 128 active listings, up 4%. 257.5 is the medium list price on that one. That's up 25%. So that's a pretty good jump right there. And let's go over here. I like to look at the number of properties. And again, it's kind of gone up the last couple months. It was down in April. So April was a slow month, but March and May, it slowly has increased in that area. Medium days on the market has dropped over here. Medium cost per square foot, 103. We got, $47.5 million of total volume on that. So this is our active listings right now that we're talking about. Moving down here, new pendings listings. We got 73 new pendings, which is up. So there's a lot of activity here. We're seeing some big jumps in the numbers. This is, again, over 25% in the number of properties that we're talking about here. The median list price did drop a little over 4%. Median price per square foot went up. It's just under $100 right here. Days on the market is going up. We got about $16.5 million of total volume here for new pendings listings. So let's come over here. I want to check these numbers out here. Number of properties that went pending. So that has jumped up. It was 73, 58, and then 47 the month before that. So that is gradually going up the last couple of months as well. So we're seeing that. Let's come down here. Pending listings, 199 number of properties that we're looking at. That is up 18.5%. Again, I think we're seeing that April, this kind of the low here was in February. It's actually kind of been gradually going up since February here. But the last the last month, we see a big spike going from 168 to 199, kind of coming almost back over here till we see, guess what? That August is showing up again as one of those peaks right over here. So it's heading in that direction again. So this month coming up, we're in the beginning part of July right now. We got to get through this month, and then August, we'll see if that peaks again for this category. Sold listings, 37. That's actually down a little bit, 26%. So we're seeing a decline over the last couple of months there. Medium sales price is $195,700 for Albany County. And the monthly supply of inventory, mentioned this right, is about 2.25 months supply, which is up over 4%, but is down 3% from the 12-month change from this time last year. So that's our Albany County. The last one we're going to talk about here is we're going to go over Warren County. Elk County, right? Warren County, New York. Here we go. So again, seller's market. Let's kind of whip through this and check and see what we got going on here. Seller's market. Months of inventory is down 25%. Pretty steep right there to just under 2.5 months. Days on the market have gone down. List of sales price has gone down. That's 94.6, so just under 95%. And the medium sales price, 205. So things are heading downwards in Warren County right now. Medium estimated property value 216, which is actually up 0.5%, and is up almost 7% from this time last year. Let's check out our little chart. Again, this should look kind of familiar to you. It looks the same as the other couple counties that we were checking out here. So we've got our New York average way up here, which we know is almost $900,000, and national average is right here. The Warren County average, national average, by the way, is right now is 364,000 is the national average in this category that we're talking about. Where in this area, Warren County is 216. So you see over $100,000 cheaper to get it into an investment property in Warren County. Coming down, median list price is up almost 30% at 249. Number of properties, 5. And this is our chart for the number of properties over the last year. It did take a jump May to June, went up a couple. So that, again, we're going to see if we follow that trend. Where was the peak? Because it wasn't back in August. If you can see in this one here, August, it was actually in a downward slope from July to August. The peak over here was back in December, surprisingly enough, right around the holidays. The peak was 20 for the number of properties and new listings popping on the market. So, but it is trending up in the last month. So let's kind of see if that kind of sticks and it kind of goes up in that direction here, which wouldn't surprise me if it does, because you got some vacation spots up here where it's a busy time of year in the summer. A lot of people come up on vacation. Some people look for vacation homes. Some people looking to sell vacation homes. They know this is a good time to put it on the market because they know people are going to be up here vacationing and looking to get a place. But we got, just under $8 million in total volume in this area right here. So active listings, 15, which dropped 25%. We can see this has been in a downward slope since December was the peak on that, and it's kind of been coming down. So we were May 20th, May in 23, we had 20 number of properties, active listings. Now it's 15 in June. So let's see what's going on here within months to come. Median list prices dropped a little over 9%, and we got $10.3 million in total volume as we go through this. Now, pending listings, there's 4 pending. That's down as well. Days on the market is up. The medium list price for square foot is $131, and total sales volume is just under $1.2 million. What we got there. So those 4 pending are totaling just under 1.2 million. And we can see this is kind of dropping down from there, but not much. It was only one more at that before that. It was 5 last month. So the numbers or the number of properties here is less than the Albany and the Saratoga. But we've got some good stuff going on here because the medium list price pending listings is 12 right over here, which again, excuse me, is dropping a little bit, coming down. Medium list price is 270, just under 270 right there. Volume is $5.2 million, and medium square foot is up 13.6% at 117. Those are our pending listings in June 2023. Coming down here, now we got our sold listings. There were 5 sold listings, which came down a little bit. I think there was average. Well, let's look at this. The medium sold price is 205, which was a drop from 239. So it was about a 14%. Let's come over and click this right here because I want to check and see what the pattern has been over the last year with the number of sold listings. And yes, it did drop. It was 7 the month before, kind of stayed even. The peak was July last year with 12. So let's see if we're going to see that this year or not. Because in most of the other areas, we're seeing that trend going upward. So let's see if this kind of stays true to this one. We'll have to check next month's numbers when they come out. So we got about 2.5 months of inventory, a little under that. That's a 25.8% change from this month to last month. And the 12-month change is down almost 50%, but down 45% is the 12-month change in that. So those are our 3 areas: Warren, Saratoga, Washington, or Warren, Saratoga, and Albany. Like I said, if you've got questions or if there's an area I didn't cover that you're interested in, I can get you that information. Reach out to me. My contact information is in the description below. You can also book an appointment with me one-on-one. My calendar is right there. We can get together. We can do a Zoom call. We can meet in person, and we can go over some stuff. And I can cover that area, get you that information you need. So when you're going out there, you're armed and ready to go. So if you found value in it, appreciate it. Throw a like, give it, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you're not missing anything that's coming out here. And that is this month's investment report. So be on the lookout. We got at the beginning of next month, we'll have the residential homes first, and we'll have the investment coming out the following week. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for those right there.